Hey guys, this is Casey at Casey is Crow Creates. Want to be respectful of your time if you clicked on this video, and all you're interested in is exactly how to use the Quikrete Walkmaker and what it looks like. Invite you to skip to the 4 minute and 45-second mark to see it get installed. You get to skip over this prep work. But what you're seeing here is me pulling out the existing pavers and gravel. The house that we had bought a year ago at the time of this video. My wife and I moved around the country after college quite a bit with work. We lived in Denver for a few years and then have made it back to the Midwest where we wanted to start a family. So what you're seeing is our first house. I figured all the plans and everything else I have to do for this house that we may as well record it because I'm going to be doing all this hard work anyways. Like to think I'm a pretty funny guy, and so wanted to see if anybody else could get some entertainment out of this. Also, with us just having our daughter back in October, she was born. She spent 3 weeks in the NICU, which that was a whole experience. If you're watching this, you had any experiences with the NICU, whether your children or siblings or anything else, let me know. I'd be curious to connect with anybody. That was a trying time. But anyway, so with that said, our beautiful little bundle of joy, I want a record of something that she can go back and see and think, oh dang, my dad's a pretty cool dude and he works pretty hard, and this is how we got the nice things that we have. Because I certainly didn't have any of that, certainly didn't have anything handed to me, and want to make sure that she knows why we have nice things, why we have nice things. That said, wanted to also provide some entertainment for you guys or anybody else watching this. Want her to go back and watch these one day and see how much her dad loves her, and hear the things that I'm going to talk about her, how proud I am of her, and how she's our little bundle of joy. But yeah, so with these videos, I'd be curious for anybody to know, or anybody to let me know down below in the comments. Does the long form narration, is that something you guys enjoy? I personally, I can't fathom that anybody would want to watch me work with nothing but some music on it. So to me, the long form narration is like, oh, that's the value that is being provided on top of it. But yeah, I mean, if you just want to see some hard work and no talking, I'd be curious to know too, because it'd certainly be a lot less work. But that said, there's a lot of YouTube that I've been watching lately, and it's kind of crazy to think that I've spent hours and hours watching this channel, Midwest Magic Cleaning, and it's an autistic guy that goes around and cleans sorters' houses. And just to think that there's Lawn Care Juggernaut, there's these like 45-minute, hour-long videos of just people cleaning up or helping people or doing good things, and those are really enjoyable to me because they're interesting people, and so I hope that that's what I can provide as well. Those channels I doubt they'll ever see this video, but that'd be awesome if they do. To kind of go into a little background of why we're doing this. So what you had saw was the pea gravel looking stuff and the pavers that were in front of our walkway. And so again, with Mads, our little one, pushing a stroller through that stuff wasn't the most fun. And then the pavers, while they kind of looked okay, they again made it hard to push anything over it because you couldn't transition anything. So wanted to get rid of that. Kind of amusing is that the weed liner that they put down beneath everything when I pulled all this up was just trash bags. And at first I wanted to like shake my head at the guy, and I was like, hey, I mean, that's not a bad idea, I guess, at the end of the day. What is a vapor barrier but just trash bags cut up in a bunch of pieces? So hey, I guess whatever works. Also made me think about all the times back in my life where I've cut corners or generally built like a drunken Irishman, and made me feel a little bond with whatever drunken Irishman did that before me. But no more of that, and make better things now. So getting started in here, the actual placing of the concrete now, and also if you already skipped ahead because you didn't want to hear the witty banter before, you'll see after a little relieving of ourselves. This little 3.5 cubic foot mixer, I think is what it was, that I rented from Home Depot, but it was $60 for a full day rental. And then the concrete bags themselves are like $5 or $6. So nothing costs a ton of money. It's a great budget way of going in and getting a sidewalk. I wanted to do patio pavers because I wanted an interlocking look, but I didn't want to do a sand base. And so I'd found Quikrete Walkmaker as an option, and there was limited prep that you needed to do. It's obviously it's a good value. You just got to provide the sweat equity into it, because you're moving around 80-pound bags. And I think for this I had 17 bags. There's 15 or 17 bags that I had bought, so at 80 pounds a piece, and then moving it, placing it, finishing it. I mean, I like to think I'm a pretty tough guy, but at 33 years old, I was definitely hurting after this day. So if you do this, I would suggest making this a weekend activity, whatever you're doing, and make sure you take the time to enjoy it. So one thing I will say is it's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know if making YouTube videos makes any sense at all, but the whole idea behind it. And I watch a ton of YouTube, and I get a lot of entertainment out of it, and so I hope I can provide that. Like I said before, I'd be curious to see feedback that you guys have for me. On a personal note, I will say, one of the things that made me incredibly happy watching this video is, I surely have to assume if you're watching this, then you've been directed there from my Facebook or Instagram, and it's because you know me. Pause. Let's talk about my beautiful wife, Jen, right there. Came out, gave me a kiss during all this. Guys, that is why we do all this after all, is to impress our women. And we've been dating since 2014, and I've been trying to impress her ever since. But yeah, so what I was talking about was, one of the things that makes me super happy editing this video is, hopefully if you guys are watching this, I'm assuming that you know me and to know me in a past Casey is a guy that's 80 pounds heavier, or that was 80 pounds heavier. I was a totally different person, inside, outside, in between. It couldn't be miles of difference to where I am. But yeah, I don't spend a lot of time dwelling on how I look now or how I looked then, but it's nice to, after so many years of seeing pictures of yourself where you weren't happy with it and you just wished you looked different, but you couldn't figure it out, and finally feels like it got figured out. You fixed your insides, you got right with God, and you started putting him first, and things have managed to be a whole lot better in my life since I've been focused on the right thing. So I think there's a lesson in there for everybody. But yeah, it's nice to see myself and think, damn, I'm kind of a good looking dude. Related to that note, I mean, I tried to lose weight for shoot 5 to 10 years. I don't know, 5, 10 years. Let's be realistic. But if you are watching this video, let me know if you would be interested in a video about what I felt like made the biggest difference in my weight loss, how I did it. I say did it. It was the easiest thing I've ever done. It's just calories in, calories out. But everybody wants it to be something more complicated or more complex than that. But calories in, calories out, and love yourself was the easiest hard thing I've ever had to do. But if you guys would be interested in hearing more about that, or me diving into that, I'd be absolutely happy to. Just let me know. I don't know. And just continuing with more progress here. The idea with the Walkmaker, if you haven't caught on yet, is that you place it, pour it, and then lift it, finish off your stones, and you turn it a quarter turn, and then you have your next. So doesn't look like a repeating pattern so much that way. I would say it should be super easy, you would think, to pick something up and turn it a quarter turn. I don't know why. And you can see, I think some of these, somehow it tricked me, trying to make all these ins and outs work and then making it work against the next one. So it says it's a quarter turn. Sometimes in my mind it felt like I was doing 180 degrees, and sometimes 270. So it feels like you should have just had to turn it once. But sure, that was just me being mentally tired as I'm going through this. One thing I will say that I am not doing here, that I started doing at the end, that made it a lot easier, which I should have known back from my construction days. But after I got the concrete in there, I was trying to finish the top of it just by pushing and mashing down on it. And I didn't have a way to vibrate the thing. Should have brought a hammer out there with me and started tapping the sides of the form, and that would have helped the finish immensely. But I did not even think about doing that. So at most, I was just hitting the side of it with my trowel every now and then. But I do think I would have gotten a much better finish on some of the stones, especially when I got some of the drier mix going on. It's funny. So call me an estimator, for lack of a better word, at work. And I like to estimate real close to things. I think I got a pretty good guess most of the time. But estimating how much water I was putting inside of that drum, again, I don't know if it was just a being tired thing or mentally drained or what, but Those mixes were from runny to peanut butter and everything in between. But they all worked. It's with the Quikrete, it's super forgiving. Um, the, what you put into it and sweat equity, you get out of everything being super forgiving to work with, and got plenty of work time. This was awesome in terms of a project to be able to feel like I now have a better understanding of finishing concrete myself, not just telling people how to do it from when I managed this back in my field days. So now, different view. This is me running out of all the full-size Walkmaker papers that I can put in. So now what I'm doing is pouring all these little individual ones on top of trash bags. So then I'll let them form them up, let them set, let them get, finish them off. And that way they can set up by themselves, and then I'll use those to go infill and put all these in and finish it out to the edge of the existing sidewalk. We'll see how these last long term, if they would actually be a solution to take the sidewalk all the way down. The sidewalk's in decent shape. It's not too cracked. There's not a ton of there's not any trees around it or anything. It's just cracks from the clay that we have around here. But I would love if this would be a viable option to do out to the driveway, and then to add a path all the way around the house so that you could walk around the house and not get muddy, super clayey mud around here. So anything you can do to keep that off your feet, the better, because it comes inside. Now in the background, you'll see my wife and three-legged black lab, both incredibly important things to me. So Axel is my three-legged black lab. Have had him since he was 6 weeks old. Got him in college, and he unfortunately got out of the backyard one day, got hit by an ambulance of all things, and lost his front leg. But he's the best little tripod you've ever seen and gets along incredible. Saw me go over there and steal a kiss from the wife. Like I said, everything we do is to impress our ladies and try and make her smile. So this is all an extension of that in some way, I'm sure. So loved having her out there to watch me wrap up. Then you can't see it, but Mads is in the background and playing in her baby carrier, enjoying the sun. And that's what Jen's doing, is playing with her and being an incredible mom like she always is. But yeah, this is a pretty good view of what the finished product looks like for now. You'll see as I get the last couple stones in here. Next steps will be that I'll put some polymeric sand between all these stones and make it look like a cobblestone path. Let me know if anybody'd like to see that. If you guys have enjoyed this video, enjoyed the narration, if you'd rather just see me work and have me shut up, let me know, because we got a lot of work that we're going to do on this house. It's going to look pretty incredible, and love for you guys to join it along the way. So let me know what makes that the most enjoyable for you guys. Appreciate it. Till the next one, see ya.